going on, guys? It's the Dustins here for the Barrens Hideout podcast. We have a special treat. We're here live at Salem Horrorfest, and we got Taylor Bustamante with us. Have you heard that name before? Because we have.
Yes.
She directed and wrote The Baby.
The Baby.
Short film we featured on Tales from the Barrens number 14. We just got out of the blocks where they're showing the screen of the short films. I gotta ask you, how therapeutic was it to pack that bag of doom?
For me? Or for the baby?
Yeah.
When she packed her bag to come here?
Sure.
Or
The one in the
the one in the film, which is actually kind of funny that I've been getting comments on that because it caused me my AD to have a fight. She like stormed off set.
What?
Did she storm off set that day or the next day? Can't remember. Yeah, so because so like Casey, I realized at a certain point when editing my film that I am Casey in ways. I think most filmmakers are all their characters, but I'm like her anal retentiveness was like me because I wanted to show how in control she thought she was for everything, and her anal retentiveness was a big reflection of that. And so I became very anal retentive of how to pack that bag, and I had practiced it and I got very specific and I took little notes, and then it wasn't flowing super fast. We were running out of time during production, of course, right?
Sure.
And as happens, and so this just caused me and my AD to have a fight.
Oh man. So what was the inspiration behind wanting to make this film?
Yeah, so it was my senior project, and normally when I take screenwriting classes, they're like, all right, it's time to come up with a concept. I'm like, I don't know, but this time, right away, there was this true crime story that lives in my head rent-free. So during 2020, like COVID, I got obsessed with true crime like a lot of people do. And there was this one crime that I'd never heard of before called fetal abduction. And there was this one story of this woman, I can't remember her name now, but she survived. But she responded to a Craigslist ad.
Always a good sign.
Yeah,
Craigslist, baby.
For giving away, I think it was maternity clothes, free maternity clothes or free baby clothes or whatever. And so this pregnant lady goes over to this random Craigslist-er, and the Craigslist-er lures her down into the basement and like was quite unprepared the way she attacked her. But I think she hit her over the head with the lava lamp, and then like used the keys to like cut her stomach open, and like a razor blade, just like whatever she could, and then like took the baby and went to the hospital, and the baby of course like stopped breathing and wasn't doing well, and then she tried to pass it off as her own. Apparently she tried to shove the baby up her so that there would be like remnants, like try to shove the placenta up her.
Sure.
But like when all of the doctors came in, they called 911 immediately because they were like, it is clear this woman is not giving birth at all. And then simultaneously, that other woman had found a cell phone as her guts were like splayed out in the basement of some random person's house, and was able to call 911, and you could hear her like actively dying.
Oh my god.
And the operator, the dispatcher was like, stay with me, and they ended up finding her, and she survived, and she was able to testify against her attacker, but she lost her baby, and then like obviously she has problems for life now.
Sure.
But that is the fucked up story that inspired The Baby, because I was like, this fucking happens, and then so I googled it, and that's why I have that line at the end of the film that says like the statistics, which I think have grown since I've done the film.
Sure, it's just really sad.
Yeah, but I was like, damn, fetal abduction, like there's a word for it and everything. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the last thing I kind of want to touch on, and I messaged you about this.
Yeah.
The single shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
the
in the last scene of this movie, and it's a trick that I love seeing done, and when you pull it off, it fucking pays off.
It does.
You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'll start with, so in film school, I had this one instructor who had us recreate a beginning scene of any movie. Just any movie. He's like, the beginning scene, I want you guys to start thinking about camera work and camera choreography. I'm like, okay. So for some reason in my head, I was like, Moonlight. I feel like they had a really good, cool in like first shot. And so when I went and looked at it, it was a oneer, one of those, you know, one take shots. And it turned out to be very hard because I ended up, what I had to do is like watch the first scene with a pen in my hand and like trace with the camera like the movements, and they did all this like crazy work, and then I had to go back and do that with the actors, and like the actors did like this other stuff. But so there's this one part where like the camera was going around one way and the actors were going around a different way, and so that's a big inspiration for sort of the shift in perspective.
She can't see.
The scary movies are over. You can see.
That's it. Yeah.
So some of the feedback that I've got. So of course I wanted to do a oneer. To me, it just felt like it was right. We're going to be creeping in the house as Casey, essentially, because we're stalkers now. But at a certain point, that point of view shifts, and you get a little confused because you're like, wait, we're not Casey. She's not.
Yes.
We're not stalking. She's not behind us. Like, what's happening right now? And that like little shift in perspective where the camera goes around Rebecca does a little opposite. That's all Moonlight inspired. Yeah.
So good.
sick.
And then Ari Aster, he's been a big influence of me. So he does a oneer, and so Midsummer, that was also a big inspiration for me. And when she finds out that her sister, or when we find out that her sister has killed herself and her parents, you saw the film?
Yeah.
Hopefully I didn't just give it away. There's a oneer where we go in. There's this really cool violin music, and the paramedics like go up and like get the parents, and then we go see like the sister who has the things to the mask on her face, and her eyes are all fucked up, and she's dead. That's a oneer. So just a lot of really cool scenes have influenced me to where I wanted it to be kind of creepy, spooky, drawn out, stalkery.
That whole ending is great. I mean, obviously a lot of people want to see what happens after, but you know what happens after.
Yeah.
And that, I don't know, I love movies that have like one shots. There's one after we're done with on today that you should check out.
Okay.
But no, it's a really, really good short. And the amount of shorts we've been going through, they just keep us going and going and going.
This one is still in my top 2, 3 that I've seen this whole weekend.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
It's a banger.
It's awesome.
So, check it out. The Baby, titular.
Salem Horror Fest.